Hello everyone.
I welcome to you all to this another lecture of automobile engineering, which is based on unit number 2, and the topic of today's discussion is automatic transmission. In previous lecture we understood what is the difference between manual transmission, fully automatic transmission, semi-automatic transmission and CVT, continuously variable transmission. There are two devices used in automatic transmission. One is called fluid coupling and second one is called as a torque converter. You will see the pictures of these two devices in front of you. What are the contents of this today's lecture? We will study about function, construction and working of fluid flywheel. And next topic is function, construction and working of torque converter. So fluid flywheel and torque converter, how it works, that we will study in this lecture. Fluid flywheel or fluid coupling is based on this type of principle, which is shown here in front of you. You will see here there is an electrical fan connected to the electricity. Due to this, another fan will rotate which is not connected to the electricity. The air force drive the another fan. The same thing that is used in fluid coupling. A fluid flywheel is also known as a hydraulic coupling. So what is coupling? Coupling means connection. It is used to connect two shafts, that we know very well. It is a hydrodynamic device used to transmit rotating mechanical power. It has been used in automobile transmission as an alternative to mechanical clutch. So it is used as an alternative to mechanical clutch and in cars having automatic transmission. It also has application in marine and industrial machine drives, where variable speed operation and controlled startup without shock loading of the power transmission system is essential. Let us see the construction of fluid coupling. Here you will see the pump wheel and turbine wheel. These are the two important components which are housed inside the housing. A fluid coupling consists of three components. The housing, also known as a shell, has an oil-tight seal around the drive shaft. The two turbines, which are nothing but fan-like components. One connected to the input shaft known as a pump or impeller. So here you will see the pump wheel. The other connected to the output shaft known as a turbine or runner. So you will see here turbine also. The driving turbine known as a pump is rotated by the prime mover like an internal combustion engine. The two turbines are mounted very close with their open ends facing each other, so they can be turned independently without touching. Housing surrounds both units to make a closed assembly. About 80% of the interior of the assembly is filled with the oil. So oil is there, that's why it is called as a fluid coupling. So interior is filled with the oil. So this is a sketch of a fluid coupling. On the left hand side you will see there is input shaft to which the pump wheel is attached and the output shaft to which there is a turbine wheel attached, and there is a fluid flow that you will see clearly inside the housing. So this is a cut section of this figure. So fluid coupling or hydraulic coupling is a hydrodynamic device used for rotating mechanical power transmission. In fluid coupling, there is no mechanical contact between the driving shaft and driven shaft. So no mechanical contact between driving and driven shaft that is achieved with the help of fluid coupling. It transmits power from one shaft to another with the help of fluids or oils. That's why it is called as a fluid coupling. So here you will see the movement of the oil inside the fluid coupling. The driving member from the engine, it is running the driven member, or then the power is transmitted to the another further. So working, let us see the working. When the engine is started, the driving member start to move inside the housing containing the oil. As the impeller is completely filled with oil, due to centrifugal force, this oil is forced radially outward. The impeller is designed such that the splashed oil will strike the vanes of the driven member. So this way, this is nothing but happening inside this. Hence, the runner is forced to move in the same direction and tends to rotate at the same speed. Let us see what are the advantages of fluid coupling. An ordinary friction clutch would be damaged by prolonged slipping. So this is not happening inside fluid coupling, but by prolonged slipping, the fluid flywheel will not suffer any mechanical damage. When a liquid coupling is used with the conventional clutch and transmission, it enables the driver to use clutch and gears with less skill and fatigue than with an all mechanical linkage. So less skill and fatigue, these are the advantages. Unskillful clutch engagement or selection of improper gear will not produce any chattering and buckling. So there is no chattering and buckling. Any sudden load is cushioned and absorbed by the coupling so that the dynamic stresses on the gear teeth of the transmission are greatly reduced. So dynamic stresses are going to reduce. There are certain disadvantages also. Number one is stall speed. The stall speed is defined as the highest speed at which the pump can turn when the output turbine is locked and maximum input power is applied. Under stall condition, all of the engine's power would be dissipated in the fluid coupling as heat, possibly leading to damage. So stall speed is the one of the disadvantage. Second disadvantage is slip. The runner speed is almost equal to that of impeller only when the efficiency of the liquid coupling is highest. But usually the runner speed is less than that of the impeller. The speed lag of the runner behind the impeller is known as a slip. This slip varies with many factors such as engine speed, vehicle speed, and engine and vehicle load. So this is the actual diagram of a fluid coupling which is made by the Siemens. What are the applications of fluid coupling? It is used in automotive industries for transmission of power from the engine to the wheel as an alternative of the clutch. It is used in marine propulsion system. It is used in various industries for power transmission. It is used as a soft starter to transmit power to heavy equipment like coal crusher, grinders, big fans and blowers. Before proceeding to the understanding of torque converter, let us see what is the difference between fluid coupling and torque converter. As I already said, there are two devices. One is called fluid coupling and second one is a torque converter, which are used in automatic transmission. But what is the difference? Let us see first. You can have this link to see the actual difference between this fluid coupling and torque converter. What is happening in fluid coupling? In fluid flywheel, impeller first rotates with the engine, and as the speed of the impeller increases, it throws out oil from impeller to turbine, making it rotate. Kinetic energy of oil causes the turbine blade to rotate, and this oil returns back to impeller and again goes to turbine. This happens in a fluid coupling. And what is happening in torque converter? In torque converter, there is an extra component that is called as a stator. So stator is absent in fluid coupling, while stator is present in torque converter. And how it works, that we will study in the next slides. So fluid coupling transmits torque from the engine to the gearbox through fluid, while torque converter transmits torque. Okay, so from engine to automatic transmission through fluid. Fluid coupling consists of pump, impeller and turbine wheel, while TC consists of three components. One is called pump, impeller, turbine and rotor, or rotor is also called as a stator. So three components are there in TC, torque converter. FC serves the purpose of automatic clutch, hence does not require clutch pedal, while TC, torque converter, serves purpose of automatic gearbox. FC blades are merely fins, while TC means torque converter blades are inclined. So this is important. The fluid coupling transmits the same torque as provided by the engine, while torque converter multiplies the torque about 2:1 and 3:1. So fluid coupling does not multiply the torque, but the torque converter multiplies the torque. FC is sufficient at higher highway speeds, while TC is not sufficient at higher speeds, but it is sufficient in under loads. Let us see the working of a torque converter now. A torque converter is a type of fluid coupling which transfers rotating power from prime mover, like an internal combustion engine, to rotating driven load. In a vehicle with an automatic transmission, the torque converter connects the power source to the load. It is usually located between the engine's flex plate and the transmission. It transfers the power from engine to the transmission input shaft. It drives the front pump of the transmission. It isolates the engine from the load when the vehicle is stationary. It multiplies the torque of the engine and transmits it to the transmission. Let us see the working principle, the same that I have already explained to you. This is an impeller, like a electricity connected fan and turbine. Okay, another fan which is not connected to electricity. So that already I have explained to you. So you can read this the same thing what is happening inside the TC, torque converter. So this is a sketch of the torque converter. You will see clearly at the center there is a stator, there is a flywheel to the engine, there is a turbine output shaft connected to the transmission. So this way, this is a sketch of another components. You will see turbine, pump, torque converter housing. So torque converter, construction of torque converter. The construction of torque converter is similar to that of fluid coupling. The only difference is that it has additional stationary member called as a reaction member. So this is a stator reaction member. At the center you will see. Thus a torque converter consists of 3 principal members instead of 2. So turbine is there, impeller is there. So this is another sketch which is showing the stator at the center between impeller and turbine. That is the additional component in torque converter. Driving member or impeller of the pump which is connected to the engine. Driving member or rotor or turbine which is connected to the propeller shaft. Stationary member or reaction turbine or stator which is fixed to the frame. The stator is mounted on the free-wheeling one-way clutch so that it can turn in only one direction. Working of the torque converter. It has 3 stages of operation. One is called stall, second is what's called as acceleration, and third one is called coupling. During stall or stop condition of the vehicle, the engine is applying power to the impeller but the turbine cannot rotate. This happens when the vehicle is stationary and driver has kept his foot on the brake pedal to prevent it from moving. During this condition, maximum multiplication of torque takes place. As the driver removes its foot from the brake pedal and presses the accelerator pedal, the impeller starts moving faster and this sets the turbine to move. Acceleration. During acceleration, the turbine speed keeps on increasing, but still there is a large difference between the impeller and turbine speed. As the speed of the turbine increases, the torque multiplication reduces. Coupling. It is the situation when the turbine achieved approximately 90% speed of the impeller and this point is called coupling point. The torque multiplication ceases and becomes 0 and torque converter behaves just like a simple fluid coupling. So this way we have studied both the devices, fluid coupling and torque converter. You can refer these links for your further information. Thank you very much.